Are we recording? I think we're recording. Yes. Welcome back to my channel. So today I have another Ask Nikki for you guys because it is a Monday, and if you guys have been following me on my Twitter, that means you're a real OG, you a real MVP, okay? You guys know that I've been taking polls and asking you guys a bunch of questions about what type of videos you guys want to see here on my channel. Now I know the number one thing that you guys want to see from me is story times, and I love that. I love that you guys enjoy my story times, but that's like a once a week kind of thing because I don't want to tire you guys out, you know what I'm saying? Most of you guys know Ask Nikki is one of my favorite series here on my channel because I just feel like we can have so many conversations about some really important topics as well as spilling some tea, girl. As you guys know, life can get crazy and messy and just dramatic, okay? And we need to help each other out. This is exactly the reason why I started my YouTube channel, was to be the person that I wish I would have had when I was going through all my crazy shit in high school. So I'm actually thinking about doing Ask Nikki's on Mondays, doing a surprise video on Wednesdays, and doing story times on Friday. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday, girl, and then you filled up with some Nikki in your life. I want you guys to be happy and enjoy yourself here on my channel. So that is my intro. A quick little FYI, I am currently working on a video schedule. That is what I'm leaning towards, but let me know your thoughts down below. As usual, before we get into today's Ask Nikki, today's glamour shot of the day is my gorgeous Glamazon Marisol. Marisol, you look so cute. I actually love this filter. I was like thinking about using it today, but I didn't. But girl, you are rocking it. Thank you so much for being one of my beautiful, amazing Glamazons. You guys know that I would not be here without you, and I could not do this without each and every one of you guys. So thank you from the bottom of my heart for coming here and chilling with me, chilling with my crazy ass, and just, I don't know, being my friends. I really, really appreciate it. So thank you guys so much. Now let's get into this Ask Nikki. My first email is from my Glamazon Cindy. Hey Cindy. Subject line is jealous soon-to-be mother-in-law. Now, you guys know that I'm about to get married. Now, I do not have a jealous mother-in-law. I do not have any issues with my in-laws at all whatsoever. But I feel like I would totally see this as an issue if it were me. So we're gonna talk about it, okay? Hey girl, my name is Cindy. I'm 21 years old, have been with my boyfriend since I was about 17. About 4 years. He's a great hardworking man and is getting ready to finish college. He's honestly everything I dreamed of, and I can't wait to spend the rest of my life with him. Here's where it gets tricky. He's the oldest out of 4 and the only son. He describes his relationship with his mother as a special bond because when he was about 10 years old, his parents went through some marriage problems, and apparently my boyfriend was always there for his mom, cheering her up. Anyways, she drives me crazy at times. I remember on our first anniversary together, she got me a bouquet of flowers, and she said I have been with him for X number of years and he never buys me flowers. Recently, I went over to his house and his aunt was like, "Oh my God, you're so pretty, your skin is so flawless." And before I could say anything, her response was, "It's just her makeup." And I try to let it go. But ever since then, she throws jealousy and directs at me, and he doesn't seem to notice them. Whenever I confront him about it, he defends his mom. I can't even be cute and tag him on things on Facebook because she goes ahead and butts into the conversation. She's done countless number of things that would take all day for me to write. Ugh, girl, I can't stand her. What do I do? So I picked this email because I feel like it is so relatable and so many people go through this. So this is like the classic case of the mama's boy, right? For some reason, even in this day and age in 2017, a lot of parents put an emphasis on boys and not girls. They think that boys matter more, are worth more, and just like show them a lot more attention, and therefore they're just like the golden child. And I don't agree with it. I think it's a bunch of bullshit, but that's neither here nor there. Here's the thing. David is not a mama's boy. Absolutely not. But my ex was, and it was an issue because I just felt like he was not able to actually find himself and be his own person because he was always worried about what his mom would think, or would involve his mom in things that like were not any of her business. Like, in my opinion, it just wasn't. Like, I feel like there's a certain point that your kid gets older, whether or not they're a girl or a boy is irrelevant. Once your kid gets to a certain age, there's just a point in time in your life that you just allow your kid to live their life. And some mothers especially don't know how to separate that. And they end up treating their sons, especially their only son, as their boyfriend or their husband. First of all, that comment that she made about the flowers is kind of weird and a little creepy. I just don't think that she should be comparing like him getting you flowers to him getting her flowers. It's completely different. You're the girlfriend, she's the mother. Like, what is the comparison there? There's none. Like, it's completely separate. You're getting like super frustrated. She's like butting in on Facebook. You can't have like your own relationship, and it seems like she's throwing shade your way. That whole thing about like your makeup and like his aunt trying to compliment you and the mom just like completely shading you like that, I would not have dealt with that well. Hold on, let me go back through your email, because I don't want to tell you something that I wouldn't myself do. Okay, so you have been with him for 4 years, and it comes to a point in time, love, it doesn't matter who it is. When you're in a relationship, it's so important that you understand that you matter and your feelings matter. And it's really not an issue between you and his mother. It is an issue between you and him, because he has to grow up. He just has to grow up. And that is the problem. You can tell the mom all day long, like, her place, you don't need her, you know, being a part of y'all's decision making. You don't need her butting into conversations. She's not going to care about what you say. She has to hear it from her little king, okay? She has to hear it from her son. And he may not want to do that, but he has a choice to make, because he can't have both. He cannot have his mother there when he's a grown-ass man coming at his girlfriend like that. I just feel like when it comes to people's family, like my family versus like David's family, I just feel like I have always had the rule, like, David cannot tell me how to handle my family, like my brother, my mom, my aunt, my grandma, nobody, because he doesn't know my family like I do. He doesn't know how to talk to them like I do. He did not grow up with them. So I handle my family the way that I want to, and David handles his family the way that he wants to, and that is the way that we've been able to make things work. My personal opinion is, this is his responsibility. He cannot allow his mother to sit there and be talking to you and undermining you and shading you like that, low-key, and making you feel uncomfortable after 4 years. Like, it's going too far. Like, either you want to be a mama's boy and you want to be stuck to your mom's hip throughout your entire adulthood, or you want to grow some balls and have your own family and be able to be your own adult and tell your mom when enough is enough. And if he's not willing to have that conversation, girl, it's gonna be an issue, and it will be an issue forever, because that woman ain't gonna go nowhere. And like I said, she won't listen to you. And that's the infuriating part when it comes to like other people's families. They won't listen to the other person. Like, they have to hear it from their own. Example, like if David wanted something to change with like my mom or my grandma, he can't be the one to tell them, because they're gonna be like, oh my god, like he's, you know, he's trying to change things, like he got a problem with it, but I bet Nikki doesn't. It takes me having to talk to my family and say, hey, this is a problem, this is a problem, can you please not do that? Because I love him. I don't want him to be disrespected or uncomfortable or anything like that, and it's my responsibility. They're my family. That is his family. That is his mother. He needs to handle that. He needs to really put that to rest and put his big boy 20s on and be a man. If you have this conversation and he's like, no, I'm just going to defend my mom, then it comes to a point where do you come into this equation? Where do your feelings come into this equation? And if every time you bring up his mother, your feelings automatically don't matter and it just doesn't matter, that's a problem. I would see that as a problem. I would have an issue with that, and like, y'all already know how I be piecing out on people. Y'all already know I ain't got no patience. When you are in a relationship, you sacrifice a lot for that other person, inevitably. It's just the way that life works. And if you are willing to do that for that person, that is so much that you're giving. And because of that, they should respect you enough to make you their queen, right? That's why people always say, I found my king, I found my queen. It really is about that type of thought process when it comes to a relationship. And nobody, not even his mama, should be able to upset his queen, because you are now helping him with his family and you are now starting a life with him, and he needs to set those boundaries in place with his mother. He doesn't need to be disrespectful or, you know, dishonor his mother or just like be a complete asshole to his mom. I don't think that's it at all. But I do think that there are boundaries that need to be set in place, because obviously it's a transition between you guys being teenagers and you guys being adults, and she needs to see that transition and respect it and know that there are boundaries. You can't do that. Definitely check the polls. You can find them on the right top hand corner of your screen, and also check the comments down below to see what your fellow Glamazons have to say about it. But I say talk to your man and make sure that he talks to his mother and puts those boundaries in place, because it's just too much, girl. It's just too much. So my next email is a little bit rated R. I'm not gonna lie. No, it has some sexually explicit language in it, so I want to let you guys know right here, right now, if you're one of my younger Glamazons, this is not the video for you. Click off and just like click off, girl. This is intended for mature audiences only, but this is definitely something that young women go through and have to face, so I definitely want to talk about it. This is from my Glamazon. We're going to call her AJ. Hey AJ, and her subject line is, he fingered another girl. I wonder what I'm gonna have to say about this one. Who fucking knows? I'm a junior in high school, and I've been through a lot in my high school, but I feel like when things are going good for me, then something always has to fuck it up. Girl, don't I know it? You preach it to the choir. I feel you. About a month ago, I met a boy. His name is Kendall. Kendall was brand new to the school, very shy, and kept to himself. He's also on the basketball team. I kept hearing about some guy named Kendall liking me and wanting to talk to me, so therefore I gave it a shot. Instantly we connected. We had such a strong vibe. It felt like I'd known him forever. Throughout these 2 months, we were still in the talking stage, but it was established that he wanted to make me his girl. This is where it gets bad. It was a Friday, and the whole day Kendall was acting weird towards me, and I was confused, so being the concerned person I am, I asked him and he wouldn't budge. There was a football game that night and he came. Over text, he apologized to me for acting all weird earlier that day, so during the game we were all booed up. 4 days later, he texted me saying he fingered a girl before the football game at a Dairy Queen. My heart sank to the floor. I was lost for words and I wanted to throw up. The girl was a sophomore. Later, I found out more and more. Kendall told me the whole story, but he left out certain parts. I found out later from the girl that him and her made out. I've been full of so many emotions this week. After that happened, we started to talk again. Not the same, and I don't know what to do. I'm trying to put my foot down, but it's not going right. I feel so disrespected. AJ, no, that is nasty. No, absolutely no. I don't know. I don't understand. I don't understand. I really don't. Like, I get doing whatever you want and just like letting your freak flag fly, and like, you know, a lot of you guys are like, oh, don't slut shame or whatever, but really getting fingered in a Dairy Queen, is that really what you're standing for when you're telling me not to slut shame? Really? In a food establishment where people are enjoying their food with their children, you are allowing that to happen? Are you out of your fucking mind? Nasty. I'm just gonna call it for what it is. It's nasty. It's nasty. It's disrespectful, and it doesn't need to take place there. Like, what the hell? Either way, the boys are gonna get whatever they can from girls that will give it up wherever they want, right? But at the end of the day, you have to decide what you're willing to deal with. And that's just so nasty to me. That is so nasty to me. Like, the fact that he would even talk to a girl that would do something. Here's my issue with this entire situation, okay? It's one thing that he participated in that vile act at a public restaurant, but it's a whole other thing that right afterwards he comes to a football game and is all booed up with you, as you said. And that means he's all hugging on you and cuddling with you and holding your hand, probably with the same hand he was like doing some nasty shit with. That is so gross. And he had no remorse for it, and he still did it. And that's disgusting. Like, you don't do that to somebody that you care about or that you supposedly like so much. Like, what do you mean? Like, no, absolutely not. You should feel disrespected. That's so disrespectful. And above all else, it's just nasty, okay? It's just gross. And people love to just like make this like, oh, it's not a big deal, it's fine, like, don't slut shame. No, there's a time and a place for that kind of shit, and it's not supposed to be in a public place. And if they would have gotten caught, they both would have gotten tickets for indecent exposure. If it wasn't a bad thing, it wouldn't be illegal. That is illegal, and it's nasty. And the fact of the matter is that right after that, who knows if he even washed his hands, okay? I'm just gonna say it. And then he's all over you. That's There was one time I was talking to a guy, right, and it was right before I met David, and I found out that, like, when I couldn't hang out with him, he was calling his ex and hanging out with her and making out with her, and then, like, would come to see me or, like, come hang out with me. And once I found out, I never looked at him the same. I can't be with a guy like that can do that to me, that can come and look at me and be touching all over me when he knows that he's been all over some other girl. Like, it's more than just like, oh, you hurt my feelings. It's nasty, it's unsanitary, and it's dangerous. There's sexually transmitted diseases. Like, have some fucking respect, man. Like, don't do that. Like, I don't understand. Like, you can't, like, space it out. Like, you gotta go right after. I have no tolerance for that. My opinion is drop his ass, because if he did it once, he's able to do it again, and he thinks it's a fucking game, and he wants to have whatever girl, whenever, however, wherever. Doesn't matter, family or children are around, it don't matter. He doesn't have any morals or ethics, and that's his problem. So if you don't want that type of guy, don't get with that type of guy. He's showing you exactly who he is. That is who he is. That is what he wants. And I get it. Of course, young boys, they're going to want the girls that just put out and do whatever and whatever. That's fine. But I don't want to be a part of that. I ain't trying to get no crabs. I ain't trying to get no STDs. And most of all, I'm not trying to be disrespected, because that's disrespectful. Because you were just at some Dairy Queen. Of all places, a Dairy Queen? Really? Really? I don't care how cute you are. I don't care how much money you got. No. That's my opinion. Check the post. Check the comments. It's making me so mad. It's just making me mad, girl. It's making me mad. My next email is from my girl Anna. Hey Anna, and her subject line is, I've lied to my man and I don't know what to do about it. Ooh girl, let's see what you got yourself into, okay? Hey Nikki, my name's Anna and I really need your advice on something. I'm 18 years old and recently met the love of my life a couple of months back. We met at a club and exchanged numbers, and we got to know each other from there on. You taking me and David's love story, girl. We had many conversations about our past relationships and how intermittent we have gotten with other people. He has had sex, but I have never had sex, but I have done other stuff, if you know what I mean. He's asked me if I've done anything, and I've said no, because I just think if you haven't had sex, there's no need to tell, right? Well, I don't know. I just feel bad for not being honest, and if I do tell him now, he will leave me because I was not honest. I just want the past to be left in the past. I don't like discussing it. Please help me and give me advice on this situation, because it's killing me inside. Love you so much. Love you too, babe. This is something that a lot of people face, and it's human nature. And I have learned the best way to deal with this is complete honesty, okay? Because no matter who you meet in this lifetime, it doesn't matter who, when, where, and why, that person has a past. It doesn't matter. Like, they could be the best person. They've made mistakes. You've made mistakes. You have a past and they have a past. And here's my thing, babe. Don't be ashamed of what you have done in the past. When it comes to somebody that you really like, you have to like them or love them more than you like or love your own pride. At the end of the day, whatever happened before you guys met each other is fair game, because y'all didn't even know that each other existed, right? It's still gonna hurt the other person to hear about it, but that doesn't mean that you should lie. When David and I first met, it was so much talking that we had to do. Like, hey, you know, this was my ex, this is the person that I used to talk to, like, all the way back, right? I would much rather tell you myself than for you to find out from somebody else. Tell me the whole story. It's gonna hurt me, it's gonna hurt my feelings, it's gonna make me feel bad, but at least I know that you love me enough to be honest with me. And then once I'm over it and I get past it, it's done, it's over with, and it's in the past. And now can't no girl come out of the woodwork and tell me what my man has done and I don't know about it, because he done already told me, because he don't keep secrets. You know what I'm saying? That's what I always used to say to David. Don't you dare let somebody else outside of our relationship tell me something that you are responsible for telling me, because if they tell me and I find out from somebody else, anybody else besides you, we're gonna have a problem, because that's embarrassing, it's disrespectful, and it's not right? And honestly, it's just so much better to like not have any secrets and not have anything in the back of your mind making you feel bad and making you feel like, oh my god, like I'm lying to him, like it's really fucking with my emotions, like I don't want to lie to him, but yet I don't want him to leave me. But honesty takes you such a long way, and it takes your relationship from good to great, because when you offer that information, yeah, it's gonna hurt and it's gonna suck to talk about it, but at least he knows that you love him enough to put down your pride and say, hey, I don't want you to find this out from anybody else, and it was what it was, and I had my life before you. It doesn't have anything to do with the person that I am now, but I just want to let you know because I love you, I respect you, and I don't want anybody to ever catch you off guard and embarrass you by telling you something that I should have told you. Like, as adults, when you're in a relationship, it's your responsibility to make sure that you're being an honest person, and that way the other person, it's just common courtesy, man. Like, if you think about it the other way around and you put the shoe on the other foot, you would want him to tell you and be honest with you. That is what love is giving of yourself and putting your own needs aside for somebody else's, right? So if he really likes you, girl, he's had sex with somebody else, and he had to sit there and tell you, hey, I had this intimate thing going on with this other girl. Like, he'll understand that you did some things, you know what I'm saying? But now, like, when we hear about it, that's how I'm able to tell my stories. Like, here on my YouTube channel, what does David think about this video? Like, you talking about your ex. It doesn't even faze him no more, because he's known for so many years, and he knows that his girl has been so honest with him, and he has been so honest with me, and we have cried, and like, it hurt my feelings when I first met him and we had to exchange this very intimate, you know, information about each other's past. It sucks, but then once you get over it and you're like, okay, like, now I know, we're past it, it's fine, then nobody has any leverage, because that's when things get messy and your relationship can get rocky. Because if somebody comes out of the woodwork and says, hey, did you know that your man did this and this, and you don't know and you have no idea, that's when you feel like an idiot. And now somebody outside of your relationship knows something about you that he doesn't, and it's just not fair. And hopefully it works out, love. I wish you the best of luck. Definitely check the polls and the comments so your fellow Glamazons can tell you how you can handle your situation. But that's how I would handle it. I love you, and I wish you the best of luck. Before I go on to my next one, I'm going to take a little sip. So this is actually champagne, because, you know, I'm a classy bitch. This is champagne that I got for like a housewarming gift when we first got the house. So I'm going to be sipping on this. Also, I'm going to sip on this because there are so many rumors going around that I'm pregnant, and I'm not. Okay, hold up. And that was a lot. I was just trying to be healthy, girl, and hydrated. Next email is from an anonymous Glamazon, and I'm going to name her Sarah, okay? So Sarah emailed me. Her subject line is, I am in love with 2 men. Shit. Okay. Hey, Nikki. I've always been a silent watcher of yours, every video, but girl, I am in very big trouble. Since I don't have a sister to talk to and I'm ashamed to talk about this to my friends, I just need to tell you the story. I'm 24 years old. I have been in a long-term relationship for almost 3 years, and I have been engaged for 1. I have the best boyfriend in the world. He treats me like a princess. I never have to worry who he's with. I just know he is not lying to me. He loves me to the ends of the earth, wants to get married and have kids. We have our own apartment and a dog. When he first asked me out, I just knew that he was going to be my future husband. Everything changed when I felt like I just needed more excitement in my life, and I decided to become a flight attendant. I've never had much experience with people, and my self-esteem was on a low level. I thought the job was perfect for gaining more confidence. I got the job, had my trainings, and it was time for me to go to an observation flight to look at how things are done. Also got to go into the cockpit for the takeoff and landing. That's where I met the first officer I fell in love with. Let's call him James. There's this thing called sterile flight deck, which means that you cannot disturb the flight deck for the takeoff and landing. Since both of them were still quiet after the takeoff, I asked if we could talk, maybe. I started asking questions, and James was the one answering them. After the flight, maybe it was like the next day, I saw that James sent me a friend request on Facebook. Started to get along very well. We talked about a month when he asked me if I had a boyfriend. I told him the truth, that yes, I do. And as a straightforward person that I am, I asked if he wanted to ask me out. He said yes, and that he hopes that it didn't offend me and that I should take it as a compliment. I have many guy friends, so of course I told him that it didn't offend me and we can still stay friends. We've been talking for 2 months. I had passed my exams and was now working. When I got my August schedule, I saw that we had a layover together for 3 days. I was really happy, and so was he, that we can finally see each other and talk face to face, so we did. But for now, the talking was more like flirting. I understood that it cannot continue like this and there must be something wrong in my relationship. I thought that I was falling out of love with my fiance. I did not want to throw that relationship away, so I immediately told him about my feelings and that we need to work harder on our relationship because I have been enjoying other guys' attention. My fiance never wants to lose me, so we agreed to try and work everything out. Me and James still continued our talking on Facebook. For now, I have just accepted the fact that I'm in love with two men. Accepting it made me feel better and know that I want to stay with my fiance, although my heart is aching when I think about James. But then again, if I think about my fiance, my heart is aching the same way. Nikki, what the hell am I supposed to do in this situation? I feel so worthless and bad. How something like this could even happen? Am I not loving my fiance enough? Just how? I don't understand. Wishing you all the best in life. This old saying that if you're in love with two men, that the second man is the one that you love the most. Because if you loved the first man the most, you would never have fallen in love with the second one. And I'm not going to sit here and tell you that you don't love your fiance, but I am going to sit here and tell you that there's something missing. There's something that you're getting from that other man, James, that you're not getting from your fiance. Your job requires you to be traveling a lot, and it's like this stigma, it's this stereotype, everybody knows it, that more often than not, captains and first officers are always having affairs with flight attendants. My mom actually trained to be a flight attendant when she was really, really young, before she had me and my brother. And she told me about her experience. You're in a relationship and you still are able to have somebody come into your life and make you feel something that you're not feeling with the person that you're in a relationship with. It's a clear indicator that you are looking for something else in them, and it is up to you to figure out what that is. What is it that James is giving you that your fiance isn't? Because according to you, your fiance treats you like a queen. You don't have to worry about him. You don't have to worry who he's talking to. You don't have to worry about anything. He treats you so well. You said that you've talked to your man and you've told him like, hey, I'm enjoying other guys' attention. And it seems like, according to you, that your fiance is doing what he can and is trying to make you happy. And at the end of the day, girl, you don't understand how blessed you are. Like, sometimes you just have to sit there and think, fuck, I am so blessed, because there's so many women in this world that can't find one man, not one, that will be faithful and honest and truthful and like not hurt you and won't cheat on you. Like, it's very, very hard to find. So you have that at home. Like, you have somebody that is holding you down while you're traveling and pursuing your career, but yet you're still looking for something outside of that. What is it that James is giving you? So in your email, you told this man that you had a boyfriend, and you don't have a boyfriend, girl. You have a fiance, all right? And it's so different. A fiance is so different than a boyfriend. When you have a fiance, that means that you and him have agreed to get married. That's like way more than just boyfriend, girlfriend. So I feel like you kind of, sort of lied to James, because this man ain't your boyfriend. He is your fiance. You have agreed. He proposed and you said yes to being his wife. That is so much more than just being a girlfriend. So that's one. So that indicates to me that you were kind of, sort of holding back from James so that he wouldn't know how serious your relationship truly is, which is a problem. You know, love, that I'm not here to judge you. I'm just here to kind of be like the devil's advocate for you, because I don't want you to lose out on something that you're going to regret. Here's the thing. James is great. He seems great, like, for work and like temporarily. But at the end of the day, you don't know that man as well as you know your fiance. You don't know how he deals with certain situations. If he has anger issues, what type of issues he has, what kind of person he is, his background. You don't know anything. It's just flirting. And you have to figure out, what is it that this man is giving you that your fiance isn't. And another thing is, you went home and you told your fiance, which I feel like it was so big of you, because you were giving your fiance a chance to fix it. However, according to your email, you talked to your fiance and then the next day kept messaging James on Facebook. So in my mind, girl, like, what was the point of telling your fiance if you knew that you were just gonna keep talking to this guy, you know? Like, if you can't do that, then honestly, love, it stands to reason that maybe, just maybe, you don't love your fiance as much as you think you do. You just can't seem to fall in love with anybody else because you're so, your cup runneth over, for lack of better words. Like, you're just so full of love and emotion, and your partner is just filling you up that you don't need anybody else to come and remedy anything or fill this hole in your heart or make you feel special, because you have somebody at home that makes you feel special all the time. So I just think that there may be something in your relationship that you're missing, that you're wanting, that you're not getting. And honestly, if you're going to give your fiance a chance, love, to like fix it, let him fix it without any interference, because it's not fair for you to ask your fiance to fix it, and then meanwhile you're over here talking to this other guy, telling him that that ain't your fiance, he's just your boyfriend, kind of playing both sides. You can't have both, love. You have to kind of pick. And honestly, I just feel like with as much time and commitment as you put into your fiance, and the fact that he is your fiance and that you did say yes to his proposal, that is you basically agreeing to marry him. That is a lifelong commitment, and it starts whenever he proposes and you agree to it. He deserves to be respected. He's a person and he matters, and it's not right what it is that you're doing, and you wouldn't appreciate it, and you would not feel okay with him having a conversation with you and being like, hey, I'm enjoying some other girl's attention, like, you know, do more for me. And then you're like, okay, I'm gonna make that happen, and then the next day he's still just messaging the other girl. Like, you're not giving him a chance. You're just going back to James. What you have to understand is that James is temporary. You don't know that man. You don't know him through ups and downs. You don't know how he handles controversial situations. You don't know his anger issues. You don't know anything about him. And it's just such a high risk to let go of something that you've worked so hard for so many years, and to break your fiance's heart over somebody that you met a few weeks ago and that you've been talking to on Facebook. And if it were me, I would just let it go, because it's just priorities. Now, if you feel like, you know, James is the love of your life, then you have to be able to be secure enough in that to break up with your fiance, because it can't be both. It has to be one or the other, love. And I know that you're conflicted, and that's the thing, is that there are some people that feel like, hey, if you are conflicted, that means that you're not really in love with the first person that you said that you're in love with, because conflict can't happen when you're sure about it. You know, nobody can make you feel any different than you feel. So if you feel like you're fully in love with your fiance, can't nobody come in and make you feel different, unless you're not truly all the way in love with your fiance and you're looking for something else. There's an empty space in your heart, and that love is something that you have to figure out on your own. And if you figure out that there is something that's missing, don't keep stringing along your fiance. It's just not fair. And karma is a bitch, man. Like, you don't want this to come around and bite you in the ass. If you feel like you're a flight attendant and you're just going into another phase of your life, say that and let your fiance go. Let him be free so that he can find somebody else. Because if you don't, and you jade him like that and you break his heart, who knows what will happen. You could change him, and then he'll never fall in love again, and he'll never trust anybody ever again. And then the next girl that he's with, he's going to take it out on her because you hurt him. You know what I'm saying? It's like a domino effect. Think about it. Give it some thought, girl, and just do to him what you would expect him to do for you. I can't even imagine how hard this is for you. I wish you the best of luck. I hope everything works out, love. Just be honest with yourself and be honest with your fiance. Just take a minute, think about it. Definitely check out the polls in the comments down below. I hope everything works out. Thank you so much for writing to me. That is it for today's Ask Nikki. I hope you guys enjoyed it. It was a long ass Ask Nikki, but I really enjoyed just sitting here talking to you guys and just connecting with you guys. Definitely let me and your fellow Glamazons know your thoughts down in the comment section below. It can help somebody make the biggest decision of their life right now. So let me know your thoughts down below. If you guys enjoyed enjoy Ask Nikki and enjoy this series, please don't forget to give me a huge thumbs up to let me know. It helps me out a lot. Also, if you're not subscribed to my channel and you would like to be a part of my Glamazon family with Ask Nikki's as well as story times every week, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel by hitting that red button down below. And also don't forget to hit that little bell right beside the subscribe button to be notified of each time I upload a video here on my channel, so you're notified and you don't miss out on anything here in the Glamazon family. Thank you guys so much for coming and chilling with me for Ask Nikki Mondays. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you guys really soon for a surprise video this Wednesday for my new video schedule. Don't forget to leave me your thoughts down below about that as well. I love you guys, and I will see you guys very, very soon in my next video. Peace out.